Welcome to another edition of the Higher Learning Podcast. It's your host, Ron. We back again today on this lovely Monday afternoon. We're doing a special edition today. We usually shoot our content creator and artist interviews on Wednesday afternoons at 5:30 or Wednesday evenings, if you will. But we're doing something special for y'all today. So I want to remind you guys to follow us on Instagram at HNS420. Facebook HNS420 and Twitter HNS420 _ HNS420. Also follow our blog spot at thepoliticandforum.com. Also follow us on YouTube, Politic and Broadcasting. Today, I'm going to bring in a special guest. Her name is Alyssa J. She has a business called Butter Dream. So I'm going to bring in Alyssa. How you doing today, Alyssa?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good. I want to thank you for taking your time today, being on the East Coast and we're on opposite time zones. So sometimes it can be a little difficult to make scheduling work.
It worked. We're here.
Right. So how is it? First of all, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody, give a quick introduction for me real quick.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Alyssa Jordan. I'm from New York, but right now I reside in New Jersey. And I'm here. So how are you guys?
Good. Wow. So New York from New Jersey. I've always wondered, being from the West Coast, I've never been out that far east. What's the difference between New York and Jersey?
Okay. So I was raised in the South. So, I guess it's just two different states. To me, I think Jersey is just countryer than New York. So there it is. That's the difference.
I had no idea, I wasn't expecting a country answer, I guess, seeing these places on TV give me a different perception of what they really are,
Just a country New York. That's it.
Right. So, I want to ask you, how did you come up with the name Butter Dream? Tell us about Butter Dream and how you came up with the name and how you got started.
All right, so Butter Dream, I'm not sure if people have to go through this process of trying to figure out a name and like getting it down in your city or whatever, So I was just thinking of something catchy and something that would just be self-explanatory, not like somebody's like, okay, what is this? What do they have going on? So pretty much the products are dreamy. I figured life is but a dream. You can't go wrong with that. And if I heard that, I would want to know, like, what is that? So
Absolutely. That's the reason why I asked you, because, I was reading your profile and read, but it's definitely catchy. So like you said, all of us, when we first start our brands, we do go through the name process, trying to figure out a name and something catchy enough and something that we like and represents us well. So,
Right.
Butter Dream, I definitely want to get that out the way and ask you, how'd you come up with that?
Yeah, just simple process, I guess.
Right. So what made you go into business?
Okay, so I'll start with my story, I guess.
Yes.
My significant other and I, we were living in North Carolina, and he is a 10-year NFL vet. So during that time, he stepped into coaching after he retired. So I don't know if people know what it's like, but pretty much like I'm a house mom, I have to stay home. I have a daughter and I have 3 beautiful stepkids. So staying at home is not easy. It's a job. I definitely commend the women who take care of their kids full time. And I commend the women who, there you go, Disney balloon, the women who, have to work and take care of home and hold it down regardless. But I was holding it down, and obviously my family depends on me to cook, clean, just cheer them on, be their peace, be everything for them. So I love doing that. I love that my family depends on me for those things that dad can't provide.
Right.
I'm still I'm 29 right now. So at the time, this was almost 2 years ago, I still had it in me to just do things and to work. I love to impact people. Yes. I stay in the kitchen because obviously the kids gotta eat. So at the time, my daughter, I cured her eczema with one of our, products, but we moved to Detroit from North Carolina. My significant other, their schedule was like crazy with him coaching. So he was coaching the Detroit Lions, and I was home. My daughter obviously was home with me, and I wanted to work. I wanted to figure out how can I impact people. So my direct correlation with that was I made a body butter that I helped my skin with post baby, and then also with her eczema. So I'm like, look, okay, Alyssa, like you can't get a job because you have your daughter. You know, you can't just waltz her in to work with you, but you know, you can try to figure out something online. Like, let's see what you could do. So I'm like, all right, I got this body butter. Maybe I can package it where, you know, I can still focus on family, but I can also control my work. So I was not like computer savvy. I'm still like, I'm better than I was 2 years ago, but you know, at the time I'm like, I think Microsoft Word, like that's where we stopped. So I built my website. I designed the labels. Like I literally hit the ground running and like taught myself so much and figured out like, you know, you don't have to keep yourself in the box. Like you don't have to say you can't do something. You don't have to say you're too busy for something, because like going through this whole process, I learned that like literally anything is possible. Like whatever you put your mind to and you put your grind to, you can do it, you know? So I was home and I literally built this website. I had these products. I have other products that, you know, we branched off into. And 2 years later, we're in New Jersey. Like I said, we move around so much because of the NFL and the contracts. And we could be here today and then somewhere else tomorrow. So the reality of it for me was, all right, Alyssa, you're never really going to get a real job and like retire, because who the hell are you going to work for if, you know, like, it doesn't work. So without, you know, because I knew that my situation wasn't like, it wasn't going to work with me working a 9 to 5 and like doing it traditionally. Like I had to make my situation work for me, you know? So that's what I did. And here we are.
Dang, that's crazy. It's some things that you said that I wanted to ask you about, you know, building your website and designing, not having experience, not knowing what to do. What made, I'm not going to say what made you do that, but do you regret doing it that way? I know, you know, I've learned, you know, throughout my journey, you need a team. You know, if you have a team, if you can't be the hats on everything unless you're going to burn yourself out. So being that you did that at first, do you feel that that was necessary at the time and it kind of built you into who you are now? Or would you have rather just had a team from the jump?
I think that I respect the grind more, like having to make products, label products, build your website, because okay, so I asked my significant other, I'm like, look, I need some money because this is what I want to do, you know? Right. And, you know, at the time I'm like, look, he could give me this money, he got it, you know, but, you know, if you want to appreciate something and if you want to have something, if you respect the grind, then you'll do anything. Right. And I don't mean like anything like, okay, go out and hit the streets, but like literally I was willing to do anything. And this stage and, you know, the journey for me, like, okay, I have certain people that do certain things for me and I could pay them. Yes. But I let the business like pay for it. So really it was smart, instead of being in the hole with this amount of, you know, this much capital and having to like dig myself out that hole. Like, you know, I started with this little bit and let this pay for this and let this pay for that. And also, like, as far as me, like, not, you know, like, depending on people to do stuff, like, I understand. Like, when people tell me, like, look, I can't do this for this price, or I need help, or it took me so long to get here. Like, you have to respect people's position. And as a leader, as a business owner, if I'm not willing to get on there and build a website, then, you know, how am I going to expect, like, if once I get to wherever, you know, my destination is, you know, in this lifetime, you know, how am I going to respect certain positions? Like, how can I say? I don't think that the higher up, whoever you believe in, will let you get to a certain place in life if you don't respect the journey and if you haven't been certain places. You know what I'm saying? So everything is it's always not going to be instant. You know, we're in the time of social media where you see things like, and it's like that. It seems like it's like that. But sometimes these people have been putting in work for 10 years, 7 years. You know, it's not just like 6 months, my hat's off to people because I see like some people post like, oh, I did this in 6 months, 9 months. Good for you,
Right.
but other things take more time, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay. Like sometimes, I have a bad week, but other times I'm like, I can't believe this, So in order for me to appreciate the good times, I have to appreciate the bad times. In order for me to appreciate success, I have to appreciate the grunt work,
Right.
So for me, am appreciative for having to build my website, because before I'm like, look, I can pay somebody to do it. I don't have to do this, but like that stuff is serious. You can't just think you're going to jump out the window one day and you're going to go flying somewhere. No, you're going to hit the ground.
Right.
So.
Yes. No, I appreciate the transparency. One thing you said that you could have gone to your significant other and got a certain dollar amount to do this, but the fact that you took that road and, did it kind of independently and went through the grind. It's kind of like when we're little and we're kids, we say, our parents tell us, you appreciate it more if you have to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
So not to say you don't have to work for it with an investor, you still got to do work. But, having to do that, you do appreciate the grind and the struggle more, and it make you kind of go harder for your business in the long run.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some of the things that your body butter is capable of fixing. You said it cured your daughter's eczema. What other symptoms on the skin area is it able to provide? Healing or subsidize some pain or itching or whatever it is.
So my daughter, her eczema, she had. If anybody is watching and they have eczema, like those patches are dry, they're itchy, and they're hard to just get completely off the skin. Let me tell you, my baby don't have not one patch on her body. Wow. My aunt, she had breast cancer and she suffered leukemia cancer. Right. She had her breast, taken out. So with that comes chemo and all the other treatments. Her hands were raw. I sent her some body butter just as a care package to be, there's nothing you could do for somebody at that time, but I'm like thinking like, okay, if her hands are raw and your skin is going through that chemo, maybe, this will soothe it,
Right.
And her hands were raw. She sent me pictures of her hands, like pretty much raw, my aunt, she used the body butter, her hands, like I want to say about 4 weeks, almost a month after I sent her the body butter, her hands, she said, like you could see on it, the rawness wasn't there anymore. She said her hands, her arms felt so much better. Just to have these people like in my family, like, that I helped, believe me, it wasn't to like start this big thing, but just to see like how I, contributed to helping people who I had no idea that this thing could help,
Right.
Me, I was post-baby, and when women have babies, I don't know if you have kids or
yes, I got
when we have babies, like our hair get the falling out afterwards. Our skin is so dry.
Yes.
This literally, like, you see, do I look dry?
No, not at all.
So, it just to see like how this thing just blossoms and it gets to people and it gets in their hands and it helps them. It's this vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K, which works wonders for your skin. I put vitamin C and E on my face. Those Aveeno and all those other companies who they found all this stuff, these chemicals in, they're putting like 4 to 5 vitamins in it. So why won't you just use something that's natural, that grew from the earth, that has these vitamins in it? They're extracting vitamins from these plants. So why not just use the plant? God put these plants here for a reason. So let's use them properly,
Right. Facts. That's how I completely get that. And let me make a correction, guys. I said a word. I said it wrong. I mean subside, not subsidize. I just thought that, but subside the pain. I wanted to correct that out real quick.
Yeah.
So, touching on you, I definitely want to get a sample. We'll talk off that. I'll purchase me some too. But can we see a visual of something?
So this is the body butter. It comes in this small, compact 8-ounce jar, which don't let it fool you. It definitely goes a long way. So I'll definitely take a little swap and I'll show you, like, you get that and literally, like, it goes a long way. This stuff, it smells good. We have 4 different scents. You can't tell because my skin is like literally like glossy and shiny, but this glow is literally from everyday use. Like my daughter, her skin is the same way, glowing from dry and like patchy. Yes. So any hyperpigmentation, any eczema, 4 ingredients, like this stuff right here, amazing. Here's the body butter, and then we have I want to say 4 or 5 different soap bars. They come like this. The soaps are all natural. They're made with oils. If you know, a lot of Africans, if you ask them, they use oils. But they come from the earth. Oils, they can be made into soap. It suds up. It does not leave you oily. It will clean you properly. I use this on my daughter. My husband used this. I use it. So we have a bunch of different soaps, a bunch of different, like, everything's all natural. So definitely check that out.
Yes.
We have candles. I don't have them here right now because you can't smell them. So I was like, So we have a bunch of different candles. They're all soy wax candles. Yes. They're fragrance with exotic oils that I get from all over the world. Like a lot of stuff is sourced, like it's hard to get. So whatever I have, like, get it because it's worth it. We sent the candles are scented with the highest amount of scent that we can put in it. So it will smell your space. It will not irritate you, your pets, nothing. Then we have the room and linen spray. This right here, I love it. Like when I'm having people come over and, you know, like you cook or you have, like, I have kids. So like the smells in here, it can be like, you know, are you there? Okay. So yeah, the smells in here, it can, you know, with the cooking and everything, I just like to keep my place fresh. So if I don't light a candle, I do not use plugins because plugins are not safe for your pets and they're not safe for your kids. I used to love them, but they cause like worse allergies. So the room and linen sprays are made with water, alcohol, and then fragrance. So it will stick. You can spray it on soft surfaces, hard surfaces, in the air, and it's scented with the same exotic fragrances that I get from all around the world also. They're paraben-free, sulfate-free, like no bad stuff. So this stuff is safe for your kids. Let's turn it that way. There we go. There we go.
Okay. Got it. Thank you for that. The demonstration, you know, it's I know a lot of people likes to see visuals of what they got. So no, thank you for that. I was wondering about tattoos. So is that good to put on for tattoo recovery, you know, for healing for the skin for tattoos?
So as you can see, like my tattoos are not faded. I feel like it brightened it up.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, you know, when you dry and you have tattoos and it like, yeah, I used to look like that. So like it brightens my tattoos up. Like I feel like, you know, it brought out the black. I'd have one behind my leg also that has like blue in it. The blue got brighter to me because, like I said, I used to be dry. So it has not faded any of my tattoos. I think, like I said, it gave it a little boost.
Brighten them up.
Yeah. They needed a little, you know, these were back in the day.
Right. So being a business owner, you know, as we know, it's tough, you know, going through the motions and the daily, you know, not activities, daily assignments and everything that you have to do. How do you yourself balance motherhood, being a wife, and all the other, you know, nuances of life at the same time being the CEO of a growing business?
I don't even know. Like, you know, women, we're so like powerful. We're so like resilient. We're so persistent. We go through so much. We put up with so much. We literally could do anything. Like some women tell me they work 3 jobs, have kids, cook, and like I can't believe it. It's like sometimes like when like you saying now, like, you know, dang, you're doing this, you're doing that, you know. I think to the normal person, it really won't make sense. But I feel like if you need to do something or you want to do something, don't look at, okay, oh my God, I got this, and this going on. Like, make it work, make it happen. You can do it. Some days I really do not understand how in the heck did I squeeze this in, but I squeezed it in. I found time to do it. It's not easy. Like some days I'm like, look, I could just like pull my hair out, but we woke up with a purpose. We'll get rest when we need it. Our body would tell us when we need rest. At that time, rest. But I just really I want this to work, and I have a need, for this to go right. I have a need to make sure that products come out right. I have a need to want to take care of my kids. I have a need to want to be a good wife to my husband. So, when those things in my heart and with me putting God first, I feel like anything, like I said, is possible.
Absolutely. You touched on, you hit it on the head. Being able to handle, I think women are probably masters at compartmentalizing.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare. I mean, I understand you to the full amount extent. I do have kids. I got 3 kids myself, and I have a majority custody of them, so I understand the grind of doing all these things and trying to balance everything. I understand them to the fullest, and it made me kind of respect and understand women a lot better in that aspect, because a lot of us men, we don't, we're not in that position, so we don't know what it's like to have to hold down 17 things at once.
It's like cat and hat.
It's like juggling. You got juggling with 20 different hands with 2 hands.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to you. I want to shout out to Leland as well. Shout out to my man Leland for plugging us in with lovely Alyssa and Butter Dream. Shout out to Leland Paul. Last year we took a big hit at the beginning. Obviously, first, this is big to me. I don't know if it's you, but it's big to me. The death of Kobe Bryant, that started off January the 2020. It started off horrible with that.
Horrible.
Kobe and Gigi and everybody else that was on the plane or the jet or whatever, the chopper. And then COVID-19 hit. So when that happened, COVID-19 hit, how did it impact your business? Did it impact it negatively, positively? Did it affect your motivation, your drive to go on? How did it impact you in that aspect?
When COVID-19 first hit, at the time I was living in Detroit, so Detroit got hit really bad. A lot of people were dying, like our grocery stores were crazy. Me and my husband, we were there. It was us two. We're away from family, so like I had to go to the grocery store. Some of those trips I had to bring my daughter. My husband ended up working from home. I started to get like really scared because I'm like, I just started this thing, like I don't want it to go bad so fast, like, but something amazing happened, and like my business tripled during COVID, so it's like, damn, COVID came, but like, damn, COVID came, so it was a good thing for me, but
yes.
Also, it was a tough time because a lot of that stuff, like I was almost in like full hazmat because I'm like, okay, I want to be successful. I want this thing to go right, but like I still have to take care of my family. I still have to go grocery shopping. Right. I still have to pump gas. Like who knows, like while I'm doing this, that I get something and I'm making stuff, and so I was like with the heat on because my baby couldn't freeze. So I'm like making products, full hazmat, heat on, doing stuff, business is tripling. A lot of stuff was going on, and I was like literally confused at like, this beautiful thing in the midst of chaos. But I guess shout out to unemployment too, because it like a lot of people were able to stay home. They were able to realize like, online shopping was like way more better. A lot of indie products got discovered. I think now people are more trying to get on a health kick more than ever. They're trying to eat better. They're trying to put, better things on their skin. We're more aware of germs. So even with that, like now people are like more aware of ingredients. They're more aware of germs. Like I said, they're more aware of just things that we may not have been aware of 3 years ago. Now it's serious. People want to get healthy. They want to be healthy. So it worked for me.
Right. Right. And that's an interesting perspective because, you know, COVID-19, the whole thing, a lot of people were able to, you know, start businesses or expand businesses. And it was kind of bittersweet because I know everyone had someone that they knew that contracted COVID or even worse matters, died from COVID. So it wasn't like we're trying to say, okay, I'm glad COVID was here and it was good for me. But at the same time, I understand where you're coming from because, you know, we were able to figure out a lot of things during COVID as well and expand and,
Right.
you know, get into a studio and all that stuff. So it's good to see that you were able to, first of all, stay healthy and keep your family healthy and also expand your business during that time.
Right.
Yes. So now that we're here, business tripled during COVID. It was in and it's out. Now it's coming back with the new variant. Is the new variant bad out there right now?
Yes. So the cases are spiking here. So
yes, cases are definitely spiking over here. I know people personally closer to me now that caught this new variant, and you know it's no joke. It's no joke. It's no joke. You know, we got to remember to stay. Like you said, we learned about germs and, you know, staying sanitized. I wash my hands anyway, but you know, washing your hands and masks and all the stuff that are supposed to prevent us from contracting disease, we got to definitely stay on that.
Yeah, young people too. And I definitely want to say, like, while I'm on here, like, I got vaccinated. I'm not like pressuring anybody to do that. But if you have kids, if you're going to be out here, you know, we just have to do the right thing. Just be human, be kind to each other, be more aware of, you know, our neighbor.
Yes.
So like the vaccine, I'm not like feeling anything. I did not get sick. I'm fine. So if you have kids, if you work anywhere and, you know, you need to be healthy for other people, consider it. You know, like I said, I'm not going to pressure you because we all have different views on things, but it's not a bad thing. Like, I'm fine. My husband took it. We're fine, you know, so we just want to help other people be healthy. And if we can help others, you know, then I feel like that's a form of love too, you know, because really love is just, it's for the other person, you know. So if we love each other and we want to be healthy and we want to be outside, like if you, you know, are wary or thinking about not getting it or getting it, like it's not bad. I got it. I'm fine. I did not turn into nothing. I did not get sick. Like, I'm fine.
Yes. I think that's what most people's concerns is, you know, especially, you know, black people, you know, to say it transparently, we don't trust anything, you know, we don't trust the government. We always had this philosophy of why should we trust something that's lied to us our entire lives? So it's a lot of, you know, hesitation, but at the same time, now I'm one of them. You know, I've been hesitant on it, you know, not trusting it. But I know with my career, you know, I'm in the field and I'm out there, and I've been really going back and forth with it, leaning towards getting it lately, just so I don't want to get anyone around me sick, in particular children.
Right. That's the thing. Like, they see the kids right now are like, they're in the hospital, like it's at an all-time high with the kids. So that was my thing. Like, I didn't want to bring anything home to my kids, and then I'm regretting it, you know, later. So even if I did take the vaccine and something did happen to me, I was willing to take that risk just to keep my kids safe.
Right. See, and that's another perspective you just gave me. That's going to make me lean towards that way. So, you know, one of my best friends, he's been kind of pressuring me to get it, you know, because his whole family's vaccinated and we haven't seen each other. And, you know, we can't see each other. So he's like, man, go get vaccinated. Go get it. Go get it. So I thank you for
giving me. Saying you ain't going to get sick, but at least you ain't going to be in a hospital and your family's like wondering and hoping, like, is he okay? You know, but definitely, you know, I got the Pfizer. I'm fine. We fine.
Right.
So definitely.
Glad you told me that. So with Butterdream, over the next couple of years, honestly, you know, hopefully everything goes back to normal and COVID completely ceases to exist. Where do you see Butterdream going over the next 3 or 4 years?
Okay, so Target, Ulta, Sephora. My goal in life, like I said, I cook. I love to create things. I garden. I own a bunch of plants. So my life desire, my life goal is to be like the next Martha Stewart, the Black version. So So yes, I want like my vision for this, within the next years to come is for the candles, the body butter, the room and linen sprays, cookbooks, much more to be able to get to shelves near people.
Hey, you named
So
some big,
Target,
yes, retail stores. Hopefully, are you in talks with Target? Are you trying to get in talks with Target?
not yet. So we'll see.
Hey, so we're gonna definitely touch and agree on that. Hopefully, you get into the stores and get Butter Dream out to the public and be able to bless everybody with using your wonderful product.
This would be amazing. Like they have all types of lotions on the shelves that are literally not even good. Like they're toxic.
Or
They're toxic, and not only are we putting it on, like Black people, just the same thing with baby powder. Like people are getting cancer. Like we're putting this on our babies. So like just let that sink in. We're putting carcinogens, emulsifiers, fake vitamins, and a whole bunch of other stuff on our babies. Like that doesn't even make sense. So like my goal, like I said, is to get this on the shelves, is to get people aware of what they're putting on their babies, what they're putting on themselves,
yes.
And hopefully, like you said, I can bless, with the grace of God, I can bless other people and just, have this on the shelves, at least as an option next to all the other stuff.
Right. Because like you said, all that, besides not knowing the science behind it, the lotions on the shelf is trash, especially
That's
for
like
us. Like
in the bottle.
the shit is trash. It's in the bottle. It's trash, and then adding on top of the scientific facts and the fake vitamins and the things that you were talking about, adding that to it, it's like, why are we doing this to ourselves?
It's cheaper, just like
Like you said, it's cheap. Just like with food, though, we eat fast food and horrible food because it's cheap. But what's better for us is it's more expensive, so we take that and we don't, indulge in that because of the price. But we have to invest in ourselves, right? Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Health is wealth and knowledge is power. So if you know better, you can only do better. And if you don't, then that's just ignorance. So
Right. Facts. So before we get out of here today, what would you say to the young entrepreneur, the young Black girl entrepreneur that's trying to start something like you or anything in the business world? What would you say to them at first? If you can kind of say something to them that'll prevent them from running into certain roadblocks or mentally checking out or anything like that.
well, one, never give up. Like never. You only fail when you quit. So success is like no such thing as failure because you could only learn from your mistakes. That's how we get wise. That's how we get smart. That's how we get better. So never give up. Like just scratch that off the list completely.
Yes.
And two, follow your heart. You're not going to always have the answers and you're not supposed to, but follow your heart. If you don't know, you'll learn. If you do know, kudos to you. Keep it moving, but just keep going. Follow your heart. And like one thing that I definitely want to say is like when, let's say to 10 years ago, and even for me, like we don't know our potential. Like we sleep on a lot of things, we hold a lot of things. I want to say something that is like funny, but it's some real shit. So I think I was about 21, 22, and I was telling my friend, we were in my apartment at the time, and I'm like, damn, I need somebody to go to the store for me. I wish they had like an app that could just go to the grocery store and like get the stuff I need and bring it, Like at the time, like I said, a fucking $1 million idea.
You put it in the atmosphere.
Literally, what is it? 4 years ago now, Instacart. Like something simple like that, but we have to be better. We have to be willing to like put like a covenant over the people we love. We have to be able to encourage the people we love. We have to be able to be confident in ourselves. That's the number one thing. Black people, be confident in yourself. And I'm not saying cocky or to shit on your brother or to shit on your sister, but be confident in yourself to know your power to help love other people, to help bless other people. It's not always about showing, who got this and who got that. Like, what can you do to put yourself in a position to be better? What can you do to put your brother in a position to be better? What can you do to put your sister in a position to be better? What can you do that's gonna better the world? What can you do that's gonna better your kids? So I think like that's what we struggle with as far as confidence within ourselves, because we are smart people, we are brilliant people. We invented some of the most innovative things. We have built some of the most amazing things. Like, look at the pyramids. They still don't know how they was built, and that's in Africa.
Right.
So, one thing that I definitely want to say to my Black people is to be confident in yourself, love your brother, love your sister, and we got it. It's really just all in here. Like, we don't even like have enough confidence in ourselves to know, like, damn, that was a good ass idea.
Right.
Like, look at Mark Zuckerberg or whatever the hell that man name is. Big up to him. I don't want to sound crazy, but these kids sat in a college dorm room and created something that changed the world, and just like me, I'm sitting there with my friend. We shooting the shit, and like, we talk about something that have changed the world. Instacart, I've used it.
Right.
I'm mad I can't use it now because in Jersey it's a 2-day wait.
Ooh.
So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's like, we're talking about things, but one thing about it, like, we have to make sure we surround ourselves with people who will see that potential. And the most important thing is you have to see that potential in yourself.
Right.
You have to love yourself. So
Right.
if I couldn't say anything else, I think that would be it.
And that was wonderful, because if you don't believe it, if you don't see it in yourself, who else will?
Exactly.
You got to stay the course and keep going. We got, as Black people, we need to change the narrative. We got to get out the crab in the bucket mentality. It's enough for everybody. We can all help each other. We can all support each other. We can all win. It's enough out there to win. So instead of being the type that's wants to finish first or wants to do it first, it don't have to be that way. You can help your brother, your sister, and I don't mean blood, brother and sister, meaning human being. We can do that for each other. So I thank you for saying that. So before we get out of here, I would like you, if you could tell everybody where to find you on all your social medias. If you have a website, give everybody that as well.
Okay. So the website is butterdream.com, and butter is BUTTA dream.com. And the same for our Instagram and Facebook, Butterdream. And yep, they're easy to find.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Alyssa. That's Butterdream. You guys go follow her on all platforms as well. Check out her website. She has amazing product for the skin, for the health overall.
Y'all see it.
You want to glow like her. You see her glowing over there. It heals her baby's eczema, and it does a whole bunch of amazing things, her products. So I heard her talk about the soap, the oil. Never knew oil could make soap. So I learned something today. Go follow her, guys, and support this young woman's wonderful business, Butterdream.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to thank you for taking your time today with us.
Thank you for having me.
And I definitely gotta go to your website. I'm gonna go grab some of that off your website, off air.
Stop.
Yes, definitely. So,
all right.
Thank everybody for joining me on the Higher Learning Podcast with Alyssa J and Butterdream. Follow me on Instagram, HNS420, as well as Facebook, and on Twitter, HNS420_HNS420. Check out our blog spot at thepolitickinforum.com, and also our YouTube channel, Politicking Broadcasting. This is another edition of the Higher Learning Podcast. I want to thank Alyssa again for coming in. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.